The next step is to add a hand signal for the command. Still not saying the vocal yet until it's very consistent. So the hand signal is generally you tap your thighs, you can clap or snap, just something to get her attention towards you. I am clicking the second she responds to that, and then the treat is within my space, within 3 to 4 feet of me. The next thing you're going to start to notice is instead of rewarding her right away for coming into my space, I walk a few feet, like 3 to 5 feet, then she gets the treat. So I'm still clicking when she chooses to come into my space, just delaying when she gets the treat so that she follows me a little bit longer. For some dogs, you may want to continuously click them for following you instead of doing the lingering treat placement as I did in this. It just depends on the dog and how focused they are on you. When you are confident that the dog is responding consistently to your hand signal, then you can start saying the vocal with it at the same exact time. It has to be at the same time, so they put the two together in their head. Then the whole thing becomes you toss a treat to get them to kind of disengage from you, then change direction, do the hand signal and the vocal, and then mark and reward them when they respond to it. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes you may want to increase your rate of reinforcement when working on this. So before this, I was able to get a few feet and then wait to give her a treat. She started to get a little distracted, so I started to click and reward more often. So I took maybe a step or two, click and rewarded her for coming with me and staying with me, just to incorporate she should stay with me even though she is distracted. This helps her realize and understand that following me and staying with me is more important than being distracted by whatever it was that she's getting distracted by. In her case, she was trying to find treats.
You're being so rough. Let's go. With me.
This is a command that can be taught for both on leash and off leash. It's basically just telling them anytime you want them in your space, they should listen and do so. I also want you guys to watch my hands in between feeding her. So my hands are placed up by my stomach. So I have treats in my hands, but I don't want her to learn to only follow my hand as a target, as if it's walking, you know, like I normally would, which would have them down by my side. I want her to really focus on me instead. So when the treats are out of reach, that is what she's doing. So her focus right now, especially, she's really watching my face and watching me, and that is her cue versus following treats. A very important thing to remember when you're doing a training session with your dog, especially if it is kind of hard for them to figure out and do, is to release them at the end to let them know they're done training.